Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is DeShara Doub. I'm the founder and chief executive officer of Vision of Promise LLC. And today I wanted to do kind of an impromptu live to talk about the holiday blues. This is a topic that I have talked to a lot of people about in the recent. And to be perfectly honest with you, I've had even some struggles with. But I felt like it was important to finally maybe have a discussion about it through this platform. So I am in gratitude for each of you that are either joining me live or watching the replay. Again, you can follow us on, of course, Facebook as well as Instagram at Vision of Promise LLC. We also have a website, www.thevisionofpromise.com. And also, you can find us on email to contact us directly at thevisionofpromise@gmail.com. So I'll be sure to link all of the information at the conclusion of this video. But definitely, as you are watching this, if there are things that you are wondering about around your own holiday blues or have any additional questions about maybe someone you love that are experiencing some of the symptoms that I will be talking about today, you're more than welcome to visit our website, again, www.thevisionofpromise.com, and we actually have a 20-minute free consultation. And so that could be an opportunity for you to kind of ask some questions, dig into what exactly is this, and also seek some additional services if needed. So again, thank you so very much for watching. Now, holiday blues. Most non-clinical people call it that. They could call it kind of feeling melancholy, just kind of feeling sad, depressed around this time of year. It can be due to the holidays, but sometimes it could just be due to the fact that we are now in a time of year where we're having more nighttime than daytime. And so a lot of people start to experience kind of these feelings of um, slowness, sadness, feeling tired, maybe not having a lot of motivation as they once did. And so I found this very interesting article that I wanted to share with you all today about what they consider the holiday blues. They say 64% of people in this survey said that they are affected by this called holiday blues, and 24% of those people said that the holidays impacts them a lot. What does that mean? It could be anything from the fact that the holidays are synonymous with sadness, grief, and loss. A lot of individuals growing up might not have had the resources to really enjoy the holidays in the manner in which others are. As we know, Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, all the holidays mixed in with between November and December have been very commercialized over the last several years, even decades. And so as the expectations are rising for individuals engaging in these holidays, sometimes the economy can impact it. Time can impact it, and of course, individual circumstances for families. And so this time of year, again, can be a very trying time for many people because, again, the expectations are so much higher than normal when it comes to gift giving and having an overabundance of food and things of that nature. So, what is the holiday blues? According to this article, the holiday blues are temporary feelings of anxiety or depression during the holidays that can be associated with extra stress, unrealistic expectations, or even memories that accompany the season. So, it can be anything from fatigue, tension, frustration, loneliness and isolation, sadness, and even a sense of loss. And in the spirit of complete transparency, I must admit that I have experienced what is classified as the holiday blues myself. A lot of times it was something that I even was in denial about. But as I dig deeper, I realized that one, I enjoy sunshine. And so the fact that I'm not getting a whole lot of sunshine, I'm leaving at night, coming home, it is dark, can be impactful of that. Also, again, different circumstances in people's lives can impact them as well. The isolation and loneliness is such a huge piece for so many people. Because again, the holidays are synonymous with this grand time, celebration, overabundance. For people that don't completely engage in that, tend to find themselves just going ahead and isolating because it's a lot easier than trying to explain to someone like, hey, this is just a difficult time of year for me. I think even the idea of going away from just saying Merry Christmas to Happy Holidays, I think in a way can kind of contribute to that as well. We're shying away from specifically being targeting one particular population. We're trying to be very inclusive. And so, in that inclusivity, I think it's important to also really dig deeper into what are people experiencing that maybe don't have family, maybe live in a place where they're the only person there, and so they don't have a family or friends or loved ones around them to be able to engage with them in the way in which maybe they did as a child, or even how people experienced it. So I think it's important for us to really think about how the holidays can really impact people in negative and sad ways. So one of the things I wanted to also dig deeper in as a clinician is what is the difference between the holiday blues and actual clinical anxiety. So I wanted to provide some context for that for you all. So the difference between the holiday blues and clinical anxiety or depression is that the feelings are temporary. However, short-term problems must still be taken seriously because they can lead to long-term mental health conditions. So when people classify holiday blues, it is definitely just a period of time of the year. So they might kind of see it on the onset of Thanksgiving, and it might conclude around New Year's or even a little after. And so that's how you can kind of gauge yourself to see, okay, is this something that is really impacting me in a negative way that maybe I need to speak with someone about? Or is it something that um, maybe is a long-term issue, or even something that is just happening right at that particular point in time? So that is one thing that I would highly encourage any of you that are watching this video. Check your own temperature, evaluate yourself, reflect upon how these feelings are kind of impacting you. Is it impacting you just around this time of year? Do you find yourself once like daylight savings time concludes? That's when you start to see it. Maybe do you see it when the seasons gets colder? Kind of just checking yourself and seeing kind of when that happens. If you find yourself that it happens in an extended period of time, even when it's sunny outside and it's warm, maybe when everything is going well for you. If that is something that's still impacting you, I would highly recommend you contact a mental health professional. Again, Vision of Promise is here for you as well. And I think, again, that's why I thought it was important to have this dialogue with you all about what this kind of holiday blues is, or seasonal affective disorder is actually a clinical diagnosis. And this is also something that can be temporary, and again, also long-term, again, depending on your symptoms. So I wanted to make sure that you all were aware of that and had some education around that. So what are some tips? I know we could talk about it all day long. We could talk about the sadness people feel, some of the financial woes and the excess of the holidays that can bring some sadness and discomfort for people. But how do we combat that? So here are just a couple of tips. One, stick to your normal routines as much as possible. As you all know, particularly when the day after Thanksgiving, when all the sales go on in the stores and things of that nature, everybody is just running out trying to get what they desire, or things that's on their bucket list. But try to stick to the normal routines. If that means that you work a particular point in time throughout the week, definitely sticking with that. Even when you're having some difficulty, trust me when I say there are times when I wake up in the morning and my alarm goes off and I am not wanting to go to work. I do not want to get up. I don't want to put clothes on. I don't want to take the proper hygienic measures in order to be out in public. But try to stick to those regular routines as much as possible, because again, sometimes even sticking to routines or things that are familiar will be able to help you get kind of out of this lull of what's considered the holiday blues. Get enough sleep. Many of us, we have to admit to ourselves, when it comes to the holidays, we are so wrapped up in the hustle and bustle of just trying to get everything together for family and friends, engaging in all these holiday activities, traveling, all these things. But definitely take that time and make sure that you're getting enough sleep. It is so important. Um, Take time for yourself. Do not isolate yourself. Spend time with supportive and caring people. This is the most critical step that I can say, and the tip that I can give you. When you think that you are experiencing the holiday blues, I think it's important for one, you realizing within yourself that, ooh, I am not feeling very great right now. Um, I don't want to get out of bed, or I find myself really getting emotional and crying, and it's not just a song. Because again, if you think about it, sometimes during the holidays, they'll have the holiday movies and music that can be associated with something that can kind of bring some emotion out of you. But it could be something way more than that. But I think it's important when you start to identify that these things are occurring within yourself to definitely seek people that are loving and supporting and care for you. I had to be reminded myself that when you are experiencing wanting to be isolated, that's the time in your subconscious mind that you think that there is nobody available to talk to, that everybody is busy, that, who wants to hear you? You're feeling like you're in the woe is me kind of stage. But trust me when I say most people deal with this. They deal with it in their own ways, and most people are able to kind of combat these feelings. But I think it's so important to not isolate. Definitely do what you can, even if it's just a text, even if you can't find the words to speak. Definitely let somebody know that you're experiencing this, and be around people that really love and care for you. Get exercise, even if it's a short walk. Again, a lot of people get into kind of this New Year's resolution that they want to exercise, but start today. If you feel like you're getting into kind of this holiday blues, kind of this melancholy stage, definitely get up and stretch. I'm at work right now. Many of us are at work, or fortunately on break. But even when you find yourself doing something for an extended period of time, get up and stretch, kind of touch your toes, kind of swing from side to side, just kind of making sure that you're getting your body rolling, and getting it all warmed up. You don't want to get into stagnation, so definitely exercise. Making a to-do list. This is something that is so important. A lot of people start to get overwhelmed around the holidays, and I definitely think that this is associated along with the holiday blues. So definitely making sure that you are keeping a to-do list. Write down the things that are important for you to continue to get accomplished. You can get a short notebook. You can also write it down on some post-it notes. Just do whatever is necessary in order to make sure that you're not feeling overwhelmed. A lot of us feel this way, particularly when it comes to trying to go to bed. If we don't have that opportunity to kind of decompress, definitely keep like a little notebook or a little piece of paper by your bed. So I think that that can be something that is extremely important, as well as to also make to-do lists, and also jot down some things that you're thinking about, so you can be able to dump all those things out and be able to start fresh the next day. This one is very important. Set reasonable expectations and goals for holiday activities, such as shopping, cooking, entertaining, attending parties, or sending holiday cards. You all, we have to be honest with ourselves. As I mentioned earlier, the holidays can bring around excess. We are in a commercialized society where we are almost celebrating anything that could be considered a holiday, even things that are not on an actual national calendar. And so, check your own temperature. Feel, get some reasonable expectations for yourself. What do your finances look like? What does your time look like? What can you commit to realistically? And have that personal conversation with yourself, and realize that if people love you, you can be able to do these things all year long. It does not matter about doing these things right at this time of year. If people love you, they'll show it all 364 days of the year, not just that one day. And so just be mindful of that. Um, Don't do something that is going to impact you or your family later. Meaning, don't spend way too much money. You're just swiping and charging and, putting money towards things, and then it's going to impact you, such as you might not have the finances necessary in a latter date. So again, just be mindful of that. Um, this also attends to that as well. Um, Set a budget for holiday activities. Don't overextend yourself financially in buying presents. I think this is something that is, again, extremely important. Recognize that people love you all year long. I know that we get into a lot of fads throughout the year, meaning that like this year it's like this huge doll craze. I think a couple years ago there was again another doll craze. The latest shoes come out, the latest, you know, clothing designer and things of that nature. Just realize that sometimes paying several $100s for something, when if you wait a couple weeks it can be marked down significantly, it's all worth it. So again, just being mindful of that. And finally, listen to music or find other ways to relax. Self-care, self-care, self-care. It is important. Make sure that you are finding ways of doing that daily, not just around this holiday season, but daily. What does that mean? Eat your favorite snack. If you're finding yourself being overwhelmed, there's a such thing as an adult timeout. Figure out ways of finding and carving out time within your schedule to go and eat your favorite meal. If you want a pedicure and you are financially capable of doing that, do it. Don't allow anything else to sabotage your personal time for yourself. So again, do those things that you enjoy. A lot of people, again, like music. Some like to color, and yes, adults do color. And also, some people love to just, take a stroll in the car by themselves and just decompress. So again, just finding those things that can be helpful and impactful for you. So again, I am sincerely grateful for you all's time. If you all have any additional questions about the holiday blues, you are more than welcome to again contact Vision of Promise directly. We have a website, www.thevisionofpromise.com. You can schedule a 20-minute free consultation to have that discussion. You can also contact us through email, thevisionofpromise@gmail.com. And also follow us on social media on Facebook as well as Instagram, Vision of Promise LLC. So again, thank you all so, so very much for tuning in. I am in gratitude for you all's support throughout this year. Stay tuned to our Facebook page as well. We'll be having some conversations in the coming week around doing some mission and vision planning for the following year. A lot of us have some things that we would like to accomplish, and let's go ahead and get started on what does that look like. Let's break that down. So that's going to be coming in the coming week. So definitely tune in. And again, thank you so much. Feel free to share this video and like this video. Share with your family. A lot of us are dealing with the holiday blues, and let me go ahead and admit it myself. I am one of those people. And so share it. You never know who can find these tips to be helpful and useful to them. And you never know, sometimes when we have the opportunity to view things on social media, how it can impact us and really have us to begin having those conversations of what is going on with me? How can I better attend and love myself this year? So again, thank you all so much for tuning in, and I hope to see you all very, very soon. Have a happy holiday.